My name is Alicia George. I'm the Assistant PIO for the Public Safety Department, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Bureau of EMS swearing-in ceremony. At this time, I just want to say to the promotees, at the end of the ceremony, if you will please come up so we can get pictures of you and your families. So know that at the end, it's not quite over just yet. At this time, I'm going to ask that you join me by standing so we can say the Pledge of Allegiance. After the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing so we may observe a moment of silence for fallen New Kensington officer Brian Shaw. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Next up, I'd like to introduce to you Chief Farrow.
Hello, welcome everybody to City Council Chambers. Those of you who haven't been here before, it's a very historical type room here. It's some of us are here frequently, kind of take it for granted, but it's very nice, the architecture on that. It's about 100 years old. So welcome here, and thanks for your patience. We'll get started here. Thanks. First off, I want to start, and I always start off by saying this, thanks to all the family members that are here in attendance today. Thanks for your continued support of the men and women who work for EMS or anywhere in public safety. It's obviously a very stressful job, very demanding. And I know you know, we work a lot of hours. It's not a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday gig. So thanks for your patience and your support, and hopefully your continued support over the years. But sometimes it gets pretty demanding. I know the holidays, we miss a few here and there, and I've been doing this for 42 years, and it's just part of our job, and that's the way it works out. But your continued support, much appreciated. We're here today to recognize, we actually have like 3 swearing-ins. The first one's going to be recently promoted crew chiefs. We have 3 crew chiefs we're going to recognize today and swear in. You might ask, you know, for those of you in the room that don't know, what is a crew chief? Basically the crew chiefs are pretty much the quarterback of that unit. Every ambulance, every shift has a crew chief assigned to it. And usually we have 3, sometimes 4-person line. That crew chief's basically in charge, make sure the daily activities are done within the rules and regulations of the Bureau, make sure the ambulance, you know, and the crew are ready to respond to calls, and help ensure that the highest standard of medical care is being met every day, every shift. So that's basically it in a nutshell with them, and they do have a lot of responsibility. They're the ones that answer to the district chiefs or their immediate supervisors and so forth. So that's what we're looking at today. We have 3 of them, and I'd like to congratulate them. They are all here today. We're also swearing in 4 recently hired paramedics, and what they've completed their probation period. So they'll be sworn in today. Unfortunately, 2 of them couldn't be with us, Jahoon Beck and Spencer Thomas. They had some plans for the holidays, and they couldn't be here today. And the third group we're going to recognize is our emergency medical technicians. That is a new initiative that started in May. They hit the streets on May 28th. And just my observation, what they've been doing, and all the feedback I've been getting from everybody involved, all our district chiefs and administrators and that, we've just totally didn't expect it to work out the way it has. I mean, we've cut down our mutual aid request for the city. It's one of the things we're concerned about, having other ambulance services come into the city to handle calls that we couldn't respond to because we were too busy at the time. That's basically all but gone away. We used to average 2.7 mutual aid calls a day. Now we're down to maybe 2 a week, if that. So they've made a significant impact. And not only that, but they've also picked up a lot of the workload. It freed up our AOS units to go on more serious calls. They're more available and so forth. And also spread the workload out across the city, where not everybody's as busy as they used to be. So to date, the EMTs have responded to 4,267 calls through the 911 center and transported 2,790 patients to a local emergency room. So it's a huge impact for just under 6 months. So we're very pleased with the results, and I can't, EMTs, I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. I hear you call out, you get back in right away. You're taking calls in other districts from trying to help each other out, and that's what it's all about. And again, I really appreciate the effort you put in, and the results have been excellent. I was a little remiss here. I should have introduced a few people before I got started. Forgive me on that. But just my staff, Deputy Chief Ron Romano is here in attendance today. Be recognized. Division Chief Anthony Darkowski. Where'd Scotty go? Is he here? Oh, Division Chief Scott Everett. Thought you'd be up on the side, but that's good. They help me out immensely, and they make this service run. And it's very demanding. They all put in a lot of hours, and we all do, but them more so than some others, and they make a big difference. And I truly appreciate what they do for the service and myself. Also in attendance today, President of the Fraternal Association of Paramedics, otherwise known as FAP, Jeff Tremmel's here with us, and the Vice President, Tom Polito. Sorry, I forgot to mention him earlier, but just kind of got on a roll here. It's important to remember what we do every day. We discuss this all the time when we have meetings amongst some of the EMS chiefs throughout Allegheny County, and the recognition we don't usually receive from the media. If you ever watch TV, EMS kind of get, the ambulance took them to the hospital or something, but that recognition isn't the same for EMS as it is for police and fire on most occasions. And it's partially our own fault. As EMS providers, this is our routine job every day. We save lives on a daily basis and think nothing of it. And I think to a certain degree, we underappreciate our own efforts. We don't value them as much as we should. And I think we need to reflect back on what we do every day and really feel proud of what we do for the citizens, the city of Pittsburgh, and visitors of the city of Pittsburgh. So keep that in your mind when you're having a day that's not going right now. But no other profession I know of other than nursing and some the doctors and so forth in healthcare can make a statement where we save lives every day, and it's just our routine, and we don't get the recognition we deserve, and it's kind of on us for that. But we try to do it. Like today, the media, there's a few outlets here, but unfortunately, we're up against the funeral of, Officer Shaw, so we're not going to get the media recognition that we might have got on a different day. It's unfortunate, but there again, still proud of what we do, and just that feeling of saving somebody's life. There's nothing more important than that, and that's why we're here. I wish for all of you a long, prosperous career, Pittsburgh EMS. I stress Pittsburgh EMS. The grass isn't always greener at other services, and right now, the grass is real green in the city of Pittsburgh. A lot of good things happening, not just in public safety, but the city itself. It's a very vibrant community right now and growing, and hopefully that will continue, and that bodes good for you. It bodes good for promotional opportunities down the road and so forth. So in closing, I thank you for making a difference on a daily basis, and also ask that you set your goals high. I wish you all make a career here, and with hard work and devotion, I think you'll realize a reward, at some point. We are hopefully grow a little more as far as personnel go down the road here in the next few years, and that's because I would anticipate the city's going to start to increase in population, and we're still an aging community. There's a lot of elderly here in the city and the surrounding areas, so we're in a position where we need to expand. Our call volume goes up every year, and I'm very confident that we will grow at the pace needed to maintain the quality of service we're providing on a daily basis. Okay, at this time I'd like to introduce Dr. Ronald Roth. He's our medical director. He'll say a few words. Dr. Roth.
Thank you, Chief. Welcome, friends, families, new colleagues in EMS, and I was going to say old colleagues in EMS, but let's just say established colleagues. Today we recognize our EMTs and paramedics that have completed their probationary period. I think we can declare that EMT 3.0 is a great success, and it's due to the EMTs that we have here, so thank you. You are now full-fledged members of the Bureau of EMS. As a Bureau, we're successful in our mission because of our partnership between the city, between our training institutions here, and our world-class hospitals. It's a team effort to improve survival from cardiac arrest, from trauma, from stroke, and we are part of that team, and now you're part of that team. Special thanks to our newly promoted crew chiefs. Thank you for mentoring our EMTs and new paramedics, and you really help mold the future of Pittsburgh EMS. In fact, you will be our new leaders in Pittsburgh EMS, and maybe a future chief of EMS is sitting out there in the audience. A special thanks to the mayor and Director Hisrich for really having the vision to understand that a strong EMS agency is vital to the growth of a city. And we have a city that's growing, and we should all be proud to be part of that. And finally, as the chief said, thank you to all the friends and family that understand while their loved one may be missing from tomorrow's Thanksgiving dinner, that someone else's loved one is going to be around for tomorrow's Thanksgiving and the next Thanksgiving and the next Thanksgiving because of them. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Okay, our next speaker will be Public Safety Director Wendell Hisrich, and I personally would like to thank him for his support for EMS. Without him, some of you may not be in this room today. So along with him and the mayor, we were able to expand, bring the EMT program back on board, and the director was a vital link in making that happen.
Good morning. What the chief doesn't tell you is I owe my career to him because he spent probably an hour with the FBI and was successfully able to get rid of me from Pittsburgh EMS. And so without his comments, I probably would not have had a successful career with the FBI. And without his help, I probably would not be back here in Pittsburgh as Public Safety Director. So telling you that, my heart is very close to EMS. I was here during, I believe, EMT 1.0 or 2.0, or maybe both, probably 1.0. We learned from that. We learned about the good things and we learned about the bad things. And hopefully we've made the changes to make it a successful program to continue. That's my off the paper speech. Now I will go to my on the paper speech. Thanks to the crew chiefs, paramedics, and EMTs for choosing Pittsburgh. We realize there are other services out there surrounding Pittsburgh that probably have less call volume, better pay, and better hours. But I do think, as the chief mentioned, that the opportunities are here in Pittsburgh, and that's where it's going to be in the future. The families, the friends that support you also deserve many thanks. Your careers are very difficult, both physically and mentally. I recall numerous times when I was a paramedic back in the 80s, going home and basically hoping that the pain would be gone before tomorrow, either my back pain, my leg pain, or whatever. But it is a stressful job, both physically and mentally. And you need to take care of yourselves, and you need the support of your family and friends. I do want to take a few minutes and acknowledge the EMTs. They've made the recreation of the EMT program a success. I think many of you know that I do listen to the radio, probably not 24 hours a day, but close to 22 hours a day. And being that the EMTs right now are 16 hours, I do listen to most of the air traffic, and I know that the EMTs, it's very impressive to hear them fighting over calls. And that's not to try to defer the calls, that's who's going on the call and who's going to respond. I have shown up on some of the calls, and the work that you're providing is unbelievable. I never imagined the success that the program would be, and that's a credit to you. And hopefully within the next few weeks, we'll be bringing on more EMTs and hopefully be able to staff the third truck 16 hours a day. Please continue to do the great work that you're doing, and hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to expand the program for years to come. To the crew chiefs and medics, also thank you for the work that you do. I know that every call may not seem like an emergency to you, but in most cases, it's an emergency to the individuals that are calling you for help. And for the crew chiefs, we're going to be relying on your leadership to be the next generation of the district chiefs, the chiefs throughout the EMS program. And finally, the mayor, the council, and the Office of Management and Budget for their continued support in expanding the EMS program to the residents and visitors of the city of Pittsburgh. Congratulations and good luck. Stay safe. Thank you. I almost forgot the most important thing. Speaking next is the Honorable Mayor William Perdue.
Thank you, Director. It's my honor to administer the oath of office to not only our crew chiefs, but our new paramedics and our new EMTs. First, a couple of words. I'll be brief. A special thank you to the family and the friends that are gathered here today, and that's on behalf of the people of the city of Pittsburgh. Thank you for sharing them with us. Thank you for giving this city the opportunity to have professionals that are there when the people of Pittsburgh are at their darkest hour. I hope that you understand the importance of today for all. This is a growing career, a growing opportunity, but more importantly, this is a vocation that they were called to, and they understand that. From EMT to medic up to crew chief, there is an opportunity here in Pittsburgh not only to be able to help people, but also to build a career. And there's a commitment from all of us as well that recognizes the importance of growing our Bureau of EMS, modernizing and giving our medics, our EMTs, and those in the administration the best tools to do their job. There's nothing more important than the people. That's what we all are here to do. To work is basically the largest social organization in the city of Pittsburgh to help people. And there's nothing more important than when somebody's own health is at risk in providing professionals to be able to get them there. Secondly, to those, especially the new medics and the new EMTs, welcome to a family. You will find not only through the Bureau, but through the union as well, there will be people around you constantly to help you. You're in a very difficult position. You will see people at their worst. You will be there when people look at you as their only hope between life and death. And that's a pretty heavy burden to carry, but you'll never have to carry it alone. You'll always have a team around you to be able to help you, and when they need help, you'll be there to help them. It's a very important day, not only in your career, but in your life. And it's my honor to be able to offer this oath of office. We'll begin today's swearing in with the crew chief promotions, and we will begin that with both the promoted officers and their families who will be pinning the badges on them. When I call your name, please step forward right here to the left, and also please bring with you the person who will be administering your new badge. Tiara Hanner. Good morning. Drake Weigel. Adam Palmer. If you could turn to face me. Raise your right arm and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the laws and ordinances of the City of Pittsburgh, and obey all orders issued by my superiors and all the rules and regulations pertaining to and governing the Bureau of Emergency Medical Services, Department of Public Safety, and that as a crew chief, I will well and faithfully discharge and perform all the duties of my office according to the best of my knowledge and ability. Congratulations, Chief. There is probably no better way to kick off Thanksgiving in family than being with your family to have your chief badge pinned on. Chief, if you'd minister. Congratulations, all. Thank you, and please continue to do great work for the people of Pittsburgh. Thanks.
Cost mines, yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Next, we'll have the swearing in of our new paramedics. As the chief had said earlier, two of them couldn't be with us, but there are two here. And as I call your name up, please come right here to the left by yourself. And also, just a recognition, is you're becoming a Pittsburgh paramedic. Think about that next step in your career as well, because the crew chiefs who just were promoted, one day were raising the right hand and taking this oath just like you. Amanda Cosmides. Sydney Richardson. If you could please face me. Raise your right arm and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Amanda Cosmides,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the laws and ordinances of the City of Pittsburgh,
the laws and ordinances of the City of Pittsburgh,
and obey all orders
and obey all orders
issued by my superiors
issued by my superiors,
and all the rules and regulations
and all the rules and regulations
pertaining to and governing
pertaining to and governing
the Bureau of Emergency Medical Services,
the Bureau of Emergency Medical Services,
Department of Public Safety,
Department of Public Safety,
and that as a paramedic,
and that as a paramedic,
I will well and faithfully discharge
I will well and faithfully discharge
and perform all the duties of my office
and perform all the duties of my office
according to the best of my knowledge and ability.
according to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Congratulations, Medic. Thank you. And finally, our emergency medical technicians. It's an honor to be able to swear you in as part of our Bureau of Emergency Medical Services. This is the first step of a long career, and a career that you can make right here in Pittsburgh. Just as this last class just got sworn in as paramedics, I'm hoping and expecting each of you to be here once again, raising your right hand as members of Pittsburgh Bureau of Emergency Medical Services paramedic. But today we take that first great step. This critical position had been out of the city, and we didn't have EMTs for over a decade. And our services were hurt because of that. Not only that, our paramedics were overextended to the point that we couldn't even answer the calls that we were getting for our own residents. Since the EMTs have come back and since you've been on the streets, there's been a marked difference in the professionalism, in the ability to respond to emergency situations has increased. The time has gotten less. Number of calls have been able to be minimized for outside help, and we're back to where we were once before. And now from where you are today to where we'll be in the next few years will be that next critical step that you're helping us to pave. If you'll please come and stand to the left as I call your name. Stephen Abole. Matthew Brantner. Patrick Glass. Eric Hairston. Robert Johnson. Daniel King. Justin Miller. Cody Rodemere. Michelle Salisbury. Joshua Slagle. Lawrence Turner. Lisa Zamora. If you could turn and face me. Raise your right arm and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the laws and ordinances of the City of Pittsburgh, and obey all orders issued by my superiors and all the rules and regulations pertaining to and governing the Bureau of Emergency Medical Services, Department of Public Safety. And that as an emergency medical technician, I will well and faithfully discharge and perform all the duties of my office according to the best of my knowledge and ability. Congratulations, EMTs. Welcome aboard. Congrats. Chief, I turn the podium back to you. Thank you for the classes that are joining us and for the promotions of those that will be protecting not only the people of Pittsburgh, but the men and women within EMS as well.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, that concludes our ceremony today. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for attending. And again, I'd really like to thank Mayor Perdue and his support. We've had a number of mayors over the last 10, 15 years, and basically realizing that we needed help, that we didn't have the staffing and so forth that we needed to provide the service that we expected and so forth. So, and we were always told, well, there's nothing we can do about it. And Mayor Perdue made it happen, and he found the funding and so forth. And again, I can't thank him enough for that. And the support of council and the budget office also came into play. So it's a good time for public safety in the city of Pittsburgh. Things are happening, good things are happening, and we're part of it. And you know, I can't express my thanks enough to those who are making this work for us. So again, thank you for coming today. There's some refreshments set out in the lobby. I don't want to carry any of them back, you know, out of here. So do what you can do to consume everything there, so we don't have to deal with that later in the day. And again, thanks to all the men and women of EMS for what you do every day. It goes unnoticed, but it's much appreciated, and continue the good work. And we look forward to promotions down the road from everybody. Like I think the director said, we have a lot of administrators just in our bureau that are getting up there in years, myself included. So we need some good people to fill the ranks as we move along here. And it might take a little bit of time, but it's achievable. And there's going to be a lot of turnover here in the next 5, 10 years due to a lot, you know, just basically retirements by itself, but the retention issue and so forth. So thanks again, and enjoy the holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and be safe going home. Thank you.